Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to Shop Talk Tuesday. Man, it has been a while since we've been on here. If you can hear me, if everything looks okay, or at least get back into it, and we're going to have from this week on, we're going to have Shop Talk Tuesday every Tuesday. As long as one, the internet is good, the weather is not crazy and messing it up, or we don't have something important that takes us away from that. But guys, welcome back. And I'll just get to a few comments. William Wagman says, about times slacker central, LOL. Yeah, it's a little bit, me slacking a little bit. So sorry about that, guys. Hey, Jeremy, how you doing? Zach, DK, Nick, Sheldon, what's up? And DK, it says live. So appreciate that, DK. I'm glad you can see everything. So guys, what's the weather like where you are here this evening? We actually got snow here in Virginia, which is really strange. It went from like 50 degrees today and it dropped super low. So it was pretty crazy. That's what's causing if the internet connection for this live stream is a little iffy. That's because, well, my satellite dish has a bunch of snow on it. So sorry about that. Mark says, welcome back. What's going on, Mark? Jordan, Woodworks, what's up, Nathan? Jeremy P says, snow. And Carson says, hi from Denmark. Wow, that's really far away. So, hey, guys, how you doing? Carson kind of gave us a pretty cool example. So where are you guys checking in from? DK says, snow showers in Foxborough. MA, what's MA? Is that Maine or Massachusetts? Yeah, I don't know. I guess ME is Maine, huh? Mark says 12 inches. Mark says 12 inches northern Indiana. Wow. And then Jordan Woodworks 80 degrees in Cali. Well, I guess you lucked out with the weather there. So in Cali, how's are you near any of the forest fires or anything like that? Guys, real quick, I wanted to go over a few things. I'm sorry about the cheapskate challenge. We will be getting back to that as soon as possible. I'm sorry that we were going to do a cheapskate challenge, but then end up not, just because of everything's been going on. So I appreciate you guys hanging in there and not taking it too hard. But I do have some good news. We will have one coming up. I want to set the date, and I actually want to set it for real this time. That way it'll happen. We'll come up with some cool new rules, and we'll have some really cool prizes for the cheapskate challenge. Segueing from that to this, guys, I want to show you Goodview Woodworks has its own pigments and additives now. They're not available yet, but the web designer is working on getting everything added to the new website. If you guys haven't been over to the website, it's goodviewwoodworks.com. And I wanted to show off these things here. So I don't know if you can see them, but it's actually macro flakes. So I haven't seen a lot of people offering macro flakes. I know some people, some guys here that have commented have tried to use like glass fire rock to put in the river of their river table, just to give it a different dimension. And so this would give something very similar as the macro flakes. I don't know if you can see how big they are. They're much bigger than the micro flakes that you find other places. So I'm really excited about that. It comes in a bunch of different colors. And as you know, we do have, we're going to be offering our own pigments. And this size right here is about 5 grams. This is this size here is more of like a sample, or if you want to do 1 or 2 projects, this right here is the smallest size that Goodview Woodworks will offer. And it goes, so this is 5 grams. And it goes up to 90 grams. We sell a big kit it has 90 grams of pigment in it, which that'll last you quite a while. So the 3 sizes that we'll be offering is 5 grams like this, 45 grams and 90 grams. So I'm really excited, really stoked for that. It should be coming up in the next couple of weeks. They should be available on the website. But real quick, I want to get to some comments before they get too far away on me. Go Vols said hello, cold in Tennessee. Steven says we got a couple inches in central Illinois. DP Woodworks, Wabash, Indiana. That's where they're checking in from. Danielle says snow in Louisville, Kentucky. Do you get snow there often? Jordan says no, just smoky a little, and that's going back to that. I guess they have the forest fires there in Cali, so I'm glad that you're pretty far away from that. Mark says South Bend area. Jeremy Peace, Angola, Indiana, and Larry Spencer says hi from Canada. How's it going, Larry? And Pamela Sontag, it's 56 here in Lumberton, North Carolina. Wow, 56. That's actually a pretty nice campfire weather. That'd be nice to do a little fire. You guys doing something like that down there? I know I would be. DK says, let us know when we can place orders. I definitely will. As soon as it's up on the website, guys, I will be flooding YouTube with some videos just so you guys can go check those things out. Like I said, I'm really excited about the new products that we're offering. And the cool thing is we have 50 different colors of pigment, and we have about 12 different colors, give or take, of the macro flakes. And I'm really excited to debut some of the pigments too, because we have color shift pigments that we'll be offering. And what's really cool about the color shift pigments, as you know, the name states, if it has a black background, the colors will shift from green to blue or pink to purple. We have a few different colors that shift, which is going to be really, really cool. Lost Sailor says, what's up, brother? Nick Shelton says, checking out the website now. So I appreciate that. What is that? Lancer 8151 says, hi from Cali. How's it going? And Jennifer says, hey, Nathan, and good viewers. Hey, Jennifer, how you doing? Once again, Jennifer, have you, if I remember correct, you were working on some tortoiseshell stuff. Were you able to figure out how to get your epoxy to look like tortoiseshell? Let me know. Oh, Pamela Sontag says, what's the name of the website again, please? So it's goodviewwoodworks.com. I'll type it here in the comments so you guys can go check it out. So you guys can go check that out and check out the website. I do have a few recommended products on there now. So if you guys are new to my channel, you can go see Stone Coat Countertops Epoxy, which is what I use regularly, and a few other tools and stuff there. In case you guys are wondering what stuff I like to use. And then the next few weeks, as soon as we can, we'll get these pigments out to you guys. Like I said, we're running some testing and stuff right now. Just to kind of see what we can use these with, and we're super duper excited. And Jennifer says, not yet, but still my plan to create some tortoiseshell. Well, I know I said I'd help you, and I totally am still going to. I think with some of the new products that we're going to be offering, I think I'll be able to do it. I have some ideas. And I did find some, I had some root beer candy additive as well in my shop that I got years ago. I think I might be able to do something pretty sweet with that. Excuse me while I take a LaCroix sip break. So guys, I wanted to ask you guys what kind of projects have you guys been working on recently, and do you have any problems? Have you had any issues with your epoxy? If I will have a video posted up either tonight or tomorrow on how to repair bubbles. If you get bubbles in epoxy, how to fix that. If you guys remember the yacht table, that sweet one, the sweet maple slab with the green river running up the middle, he needed to go out of town and wanted the table quickly, so we didn't have enough time to put but only one seal coat, and we did have some bubbles show up. He didn't care at the time, but now he wants to change it from gloss finish to satin finish. So he brought it back. We brought it back into the shop to change finishes, and I'm going to go ahead and fix all the small bubbles that popped up. And I'll be posting a video so you guys can see what to do, how to repair that stuff. Tyler says, "What's up, man? What's going on, Tyler? How are you doing? I'm glad you guys came and joined me tonight. I know it's been a really long time since I did a shop talk, but like I've always said, it's one of my favorite things to do during the week. I just, now that we have the baby and stuff like that, before I just didn't want to like rush it or try to throw something up real fast. But it seems like my wife and I are really settling in, and we're totally love being parents. It was something we've been waiting for a really long time, and it's the best non-sleep I've ever had in my whole life. So we're super duper excited. Jeremy says, I've been trying to do an epoxy project, but it's so cold in the garage now. I know. So it can work in your favor as well too. So I did a test earlier, and I have a little silicone, they're ice cube trays, and I poured some epoxy in there that I didn't remove the bubbles. And it cured so slowly because it was cold that all the bubbles were able to escape, even though it took longer to cure. And we had a nice solid pen blank that I was able to send to one of my friends who's a pen turner, and where he's going to test out. We put some of the new pigments and the new macro flakes in the pen blank, and he's going to make some pens. So I'm really excited. We'll be shooting a video for that soon as well. Lancer8151 says, just ordered my epoxy, comes tomorrow, so we'll see how it goes. First time working with it. Well, Lancer, so if you guys, if anybody has any questions, don't hesitate to send me a message. You can send me a DM on Instagram at Goodview Woodworks, or we have a new private Facebook group called the Goodview Woodworks Community Group. So if you guys go on Facebook, you can check that out. It's Goodview Woodworks Community, and people can share pictures there, share projects there, and it's really, you can put anything up there. You can put some memes, you can put pictures up there, whatever you guys want, as long as it's clean and kind of epoxy woodworking related. So post your questions up there as well, because there are a lot of people on there that know more than I do, and they can also help you with some of your stuff too. So Lost Sailor says, epoxy with light behind it, no problems, but it's cold in the Adirondacks, so I did a pour in the house. It came out great. Well, that's awesome. Yeah. Hopefully once I get my office set up, which it's almost done, I can set up a little spot to do really small projects live. I don't know if you guys would like to see some live projects, but I know it would be really cool to do something live like that. Tyler says, working on a concrete countertop project in the living room tonight. Wow. So is the countertop going in your living room, or are you just working on it in the living room and then moving it to another part of your house? Lawso says, will cold stop curing or just slow it down? So it will slow it way down, and it will keep it from fully curing. So for example, I poured some on the table that I have in the shop right now, and it's been around 40 degrees outside in the evening, and it has cured. It's hard, but it's still tacky, and I can make a fingernail mark in it. And the way to get it to fully cure and harden would be to put heat on it or bring it inside. So it will slow it down and then stop it from curing once it gets to a certain point. So Tyler says, it's going in the master bath. Shop is too cold tonight. Okay, awesome. Well, that's cool. That's cool to have a concrete countertop in your bathroom. That's pretty sweet. Well, if you've taken any pictures that we'd like to see it, you could share it on Facebook, Tyler. If you have a Facebook page, excuse me, if you have a Facebook account, you can go onto the Goodview Woodworks community group, post it up there. I'm sure a lot of people would like to see that. Jennifer, sorry, I just noticed you posted a comment that says, I have finally been able to take some wood turning classes. I've made 3 pins and a very cool first time bowl. So Jennifer, I saw it on your Instagram. You did a great job. I like the pen and the pens and the bowls. Well, the bowl and the pens. You did a great job. Los Angeles says, "Great to know. Thanks, bro. Not a problem." I did want to ask you guys too, the few that are here this evening, type in a comment now. What kind of stuff do you want to see on the Goodview Woodworks channel? We have, we have a lot of things coming up, especially with the new products. But if there's something that you guys would like to see, um, I would love to know what you want to see so that I can post some things that you would like to see. So um, type in some comments so I know what you guys want to see. Tyler says approval pending for the community. Okay, Tyler, I appreciate that. I'll go in there as soon as I can and approve that. So yeah, one of my goals is to build this community group so that we can continue growing the Goodview Woodworks community. We have a pretty good community here on YouTube, but when I don't post something or it's been a couple of days, we can have some people go in there and keep it going. So that's one of my goals, is to continue to grow that and grow this group too. So Lancer8151 says, "What's the name on Instagram?" So my Instagram handle is @Goodview Woodworks. I'll type it in the comments so you guys can see that as well. And all you have to do is go to Instagram, type that in, and you will see my Instagram page. You guys can send me direct messages on there as well. DK says, "I'm a knife maker, branching out, been making handle scales and acrylic and with acrylic and burl, etc." Well, that's really cool, DK. I would like to see those as well. You guys are so creative. It's really awesome to be able to see what you guys are creating with the same materials that I'm using for tables and other things. Crip Dog says, "Finally, I catch you live." Well, how's it going, man? I'm glad that you're here on our live show. Danielle Thomas says, I'm paying $14.99 for a 2-part resistant. So I guess resin. Each bottle is 8 ounces. Do you know where to order to get more for a cheaper price?" Hey Danielle, what brand of epoxy is it? So $15 for, so each bottle is 8 ounces for 16 ounces. Is actually a pretty good deal. The epoxy that I use for a gallon is about $100. So Danielle, what's the brand of epoxy that you ordered? You have to be careful. Some of the less expensive epoxies, the reason why they're less expensive is because they don't have, all epoxies have, they're scratch resistant, but they also have UV inhibitors in them to keep them from yellowing. They also have heat resistance and some other things that make that epoxy more versatile as countertops and tabletops and things like that. So you guys have to be careful with some of the stuff that you use. Make sure you do a little bit of research before you buy it. Now, if you're just trying epoxy out for the first time, I would totally say go for the cheapest one possible, because there is a process, there is a learning curve with epoxy, and it'd be better not to break the bank just to get a good learning start for learning. So um, Danielle says, Envirotex Light Pour On. Well, I have not heard of that brand, and I'll have to look it up. But yeah, I think that hopefully you guys understand where I'm coming from with the different types of epoxy. Jordan Woodward says, "What was that finish you used on the conference table? I really like that." So that was Rubio Monocoat. And Rubio Monocoat is really awesome because it has just one, you only use one coat of it. And really what it is, it's all about the prep. But essentially, The oil, it's a two-part, so it's a 3-to-1 mixture. So 1 part hardener, 3 parts oil, mix it together, and the oil actually bonds to the wood itself. So it soaks in, and it only bonds to the wood. Down, it fills in the open cells of the wood. So it's really awesome stuff. You only coat it one time, forever. And they have some maintenance oils and things that later on, if it gets scratched or whatever, you can sand it down and add some maintenance oils, or so they have special soap to clean it with and all that stuff. It's really, really cool stuff. So it comes in it's about $50 for a little can about this big, but it, I mean, you guys saw, if you saw the conference table video, it didn't take very much to cover that entire top. You use very, very little of it. uh, Lost Sailor says, Danielle, I found that Hobby Lobby and Stone Coat is equal price per ounce. Well, that's a great point too. Jeremy says, is there a way to help with the bubbles on some of the cheaper stuff without using a pressure pot? So Jeremy, maybe I guess you're using it for casting. If you're using it for casting blanks and things like that, a pressure pot is the best way to go because compresses the bubbles so small that you can't see them, and that would be the way to go. Also, another way to help with the bubbles and the cheaper stuff is to pour in layers and use a heat gun to torch the bubbles out. If you pour it in thin layers, step it up, you can avoid it that way too. And I guess the other way would be to wait and pour it in a really cold shop, and then it won't cure. So those are the two things that I would try. Mike Cawthon, guys, check it out. Mike Cawthon's in the comments. He's the one who is the owner of that big boat table, or what I call the yacht table. He says it's a boat. It's really big for a boat, but he's the one with that sweet looking river table that has the green river running up. And he says, "How's that tabletop coming?" So, Mike, just to answer your question, it's all epoxied, ready to go. I still have to let the epoxy fully cure enough so I can sand it. So it's all been epoxied, all the bubbles been fixed, everything's done. All I have to do is sand it to the final finish, and it'll be ready to go. Nick Sheldon says, "Sounds legit." What sounds legit, man? I was a little late on this comment. Mark says, "Thinking about getting a vacuum pot to help with bubbles. Any thoughts? Never seen you use one." So, like I was saying before with the vacuum chamber, so the vacuum, from what I can tell, a vacuum pot is when you are stabilizing wood for turning blanks, and essentially what it does is you have like the brand Cactus Juice. It's a different type of resin. It's very, very thin viscosity, and the vacuum pot is there to suck all of the air out of the wood and allow the resin to soak into the wood. And it doesn't cure inside the pot. Uh, it doesn't cure until you add heat to it. At that point, you put the blank into an oven, and it cures the epoxy. So that's a little bit different than the things that I do, but I would be willing to try it if that was something that you guys were interested in. Um, Danielle Thomas says, "Lost Sailor, thank you." And Jordan says, "It's beautiful." Lancer says, "What should I do for a first time epoxy project?" Well, Lancer, what did you have in mind? Did you want an epoxy and wood project? If you're going that route, I would do maybe a small serving board, or maybe like like a wall art piece or something like that. That way you can get a thinner piece of wood and use less epoxy to kind of get your hands dirty with it. Matthew Hallman says, "What's up, bro? Keep up the vids. Maybe one day you can give me a lesson." Yeah, I would love to, man. So congrats on the baby. I appreciate that, Matt Hallman. How are you doing, man? Mike says, "Yeah, you're the best." DK, when you're talking about the vacuum, you're right, more for stabilizing items. Yeah. Nick Sean says, "Haha, I'll tell you later." Okay. Steven says, "Any ideas on how to work some epoxy into a walking stick?" So Steven, I don't know if you were the guy that had messaged me about a year ago, but there was another gentleman that spoke to me about a cane or a walking stick using epoxy as well. That would be a pretty cool project. I would assume that the best way to do it would be to either have a lathe and turn it in sections, or possibly making a mold and pouring it, finding an existing cane or walking stick, and making a mold of it and pouring that. So that would be the two ways that I would go about doing that. Lost Sailor says, Danielle, I'm looking too because I need bigger yield. Need to buy gallons, not ounces, waiting for the warmth of next summer. Yes. I would say if you guys have seen, I think it's Fiberglass Coatings Inc. So yeah, FBCI or FGCI is the name of the brand. If you go on Amazon, look FGCI. They also have a casting epoxy that can pour up to 6 inches thick, and you guys can check them out. They actually have a pretty good product, and it's a little bit lighter on the wallet too. Jennifer says, Steven, I've seen some cool table legs broken and separated with epoxy, filling the gaps. Would look cool for a walking stick. That's a great idea. I have also seen some table legs and stuff like that as well, and they do look really, really cool. Tyler says, look at Jackman Woodworks on YouTube. He did a giant screwdriver and the handle was poured with epoxy. Yeah, I did see that. I did see that. And guys, also, I had that. I was going to do something similar to that for work. I work my full-time job. I work for the railroad, and we have this thing called a terminal wrench. And it has a screwdriver handle, but it also has like a 1/2 inch socket that is almost twice the length of the handle. And I was thinking about making something similar like that because I just thought it was hilarious. Maybe give it to my boss or something like that. I think he'd think it would be pretty cool too. Um, Matt Hallman says, doing good, brother. Melrose is going to be 9 months on the 21st. It's crazy. Been watching your videos and looks so cool. My mother-in-law has been wanting to do this. Maybe we can with her for her birthday. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be really cool. I'd love to help with something like that. And any questions, man, just feel free to ask. Steven says, awesome. I have to give that a try. Tyler says CSX. So I don't work for CSX. It's actually a contractor. So we work with all different railroads, and we build control houses that operate track switches and signals and things like that. So my job is to put all the equipment inside of the house, wire it, and test it. So I've been out of town testing a few times, quite a bit, and I think it's just a really cool job. But no, we have actually never worked with CSX. So Matt says, I'll text you about that later. I'll pay for the product. Maybe you can guide us through it. You can use it for a video too, maybe. Yeah, sounds cool, Matt. Yeah, just hit me up later. Shoot me a text. Jordan says, Jordan Woodwork says, check out TB Malloy on Instagram. He has a hybrid cane and walking stick blanks. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely check that out. And who was up here? Steven. Yeah, Steven. So if you're on Instagram, Steven, check out what Jordan Woodworks. He said TB Malloy or Malloy on Instagram. Check them out too. Tyler says, nice. I work at a law firm that looks over the railroad tracks in Chaco. Where is Chaco? So Jordan says he modified a pressure pot to do longer blanks. So that's a great idea. Well, guys, one more thing. Oh, Tyler says Chaco Bottom is Richmond. Oh, that's close. It's really close. So, guys, one more thing. If you guys can think of any project ideas that you would like me to do, leave them in the comments. But for right now, I want to thank you guys for joining me tonight on Shop Talk Tuesday Live. It was good to talk with all you, chat with all you guys, guys and gals. Sorry about that, Jennifer. Once again, guys, go over to the goodviewwoodworks.com and check out some of the stuff that we have over there. We have video links. We have recommended products over there right now. And in the next couple of weeks, keep your eyes out for our new products. We got the macro flakes. We got the pigments, things like that. Go check those things out. Also, go check out Facebook and the Good View Woodworks community page. Would love for you guys to go over there and post all your projects over there. That way we can all see and learn from you all as well. But once again, thanks for hanging out with us, guys. Thanks for being here on Shop Talk Tuesday Live. And this will be there will be no more break from Shop Talk Tuesday. So I'm glad you guys are in here with me. And you guys have a good evening, and I'll catch you on the next one. All right? See you later.